Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. I am Criswell. For many years I have told you the almost unbelievable, related the unreal, and showed it to be more than fact.
Of the wood people, my darling was Mr. Criswell. I just adored him.
I was connected with Criswell of Criswell's Predicts.
And of course, Criswell is incredible. Kelton the Cop is...
Oh, Criswell's.
Criswell was such a fascinating man to me. I'd like to see someone do a biography of him.
Turned on my television to Lucky Channel 13. Tuned in Mr. Criswell, he sure was on the beam.
With his predictions, with his convictions
of what the future will be. And it made a lot of sense to me. Criswell predicts many things in the future. Criswell predicts what the world's gonna do. Trips to the stars, vacations on Mars, snow in July, the strangest new cars.
And if Criswell predicts it,
you can bet it comes true.
He was the only one with whom I really associated personally. And I want to tell you how I met him. I was doing a show, a vampire show at Channel 9, and for 2 days before the show I would fast. And then at midnight I was let out of KBC Studios on Vine Street, ravenous, in full costume and ravenous. So I would run across the street to the Hollywood Ranch Market and get a chili dog. And there I was one night ordering my chili dog, and this beautiful gentleman, tall, in a dark blue suit, with silver hair and a spit curl in the middle of his forehead, said, "You're Miss Vampira." I said, that's not your problem. And he introduced himself. He said, "I'm Criswell. I have a friend who would like to meet you." And he said, "It's Mae West." I said, "She's already met me. She fired me from the Mae West show." Catherine was great. So he told me that she was a fan of mine, she watched me on TV, and that she was a friend of his. And that's the way that I met him. And ultimately, she took to sending food for me and him with her chauffeur in the limousine. She'd call him up and say, "I've got some Swedish meatballs," or something, and she'd send them over to him, and then he would call me. I'd walk over, since I lived nearby, and share the food. Her own cooking. Her own cooking.
He was in about 300 papers. He was on, I think, about 10 or 11 times a week, local television. And he saw the things of a mystic, you know.
Everybody listened to Criswell, and whether you made fun of it or not, he had a following that wouldn't stop. He did not believe he was psychic. I think he was, though he didn't think so himself. He thought he was a fraud.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. I predict full medical attention by vending machines. I predict in the future it will be highly possible to have an appendix operation, give birth to a child, or receive an abortion, have a heart transplant, a hair transplant, or even a brain transplant by vending machine.
I don't know where in the world he got his reputation, because I don't recall a single prediction ever coming true.
Yes, the fate of the world is in our hands, but our greed plus the genius of science will destroy. The final war, the most terrible war, is at the very end of the rivet of time. But this is not a war of man against man, nation against nation. This is a war of man against the earth. Man, in the clutches of inhuman greed and lust, will destroy not only himself, but the very earth that gave him life. His knife plunges deeper and deeper into the heart of Mother Earth until Mother Earth herself revolts against man. Just as the world was created in 7 days, it will be destroyed in 7 days. The mysteries of inner earth, held captive since the beginning of time, will unleash hellish pent-up fury, and as the roaring fires of inner earth wreak havoc and destruction, the core of our world will burn to a glowing ember and die. This will be our world, a lost world floating aimlessly, listlessly, in the space which has no beginning and has no end. The fortunate few who survive must find new worlds.
I was hoping when he did predict about the grave robbers from outer space, I was hoping that would be true, which that's about the only one I knew that turned out to be finally turned out to be the right one.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. My friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
When my mother died, we were impoverished, and I didn't know how to go about doing a funeral. It was something I'd never done. And Criswell came to the fore. He said, I come from an undertaking family. And he took charge of the funeral. He got all the pallbearers, did the handshaking, he did everything.
Criswell predicts many things in the future. Criswell predicts what is gonna be new. Swimming pools on wheels, political deals, the invention of pills that are 7-course meals.
He outpredicts Pearson
On Nostradamus too.
He's been checked and double-checked, and he's 90% correct.
In the things he says are going to be. So I listen every night,
And it turned out he was right.
'cause he said a thing that sure applied to me.
Criswell predicted,
You'd be in my future.
Criswell predicted,
Lost weekends with you. The statement sure was bold, but the minute it was told, I knew you'd be the lover I'd really like to hold.
'cause if Criswell predicts it,
It's just gotta come true. So make a date, let's not wait. Stars are right, don't hesitate. If Criswell predicts it, then it's gotta come true.
And now we return to our graves, the old and the new. And you may join us soon.
you'll be hearing about this picture in the near future.
Someone walked over my grave, disturbing my sleep. A sleep that I thought would last through eternity. Someone walked over my grave, awakening me. Awakening me and bringing me back to reality. I walk now in a place that is filled with misery. Caused by men in search of their sinful destiny. Friends I've known and family I've loved will have to answer to me, for they let someone walk over my grave, awakening